Welcome back, everyone. I just watched episode 7 of The Boys, and seeing the siege condition of her putting every kind of needles in her brain and doing nothing but just chilling made me think of a lot of things. Because honestly, the more you think about them, the more terrifying they become. First, let's talk about Sage. Her reason for betraying Homelander at first feels weak. Like, seriously? That was the reason? You're supposed to be the smartest person alive, using your brain on another level. And this simple emotions thing affected you? It feels difficult to understand. But then, if you actually think about deeply about it, maybe her action makes complete sense. See, imagine you come back from an office after spending the entire day using your brain, solving problems, thinking continuously, handling stress. What do you want after coming home? You just want to sit on the couch, drink something, switch on the TV, and shut your brain off. That's it. Because constantly thinking is exhausting. And honestly, shutting off the mind is one of the hardest things for human beings. That is why so many people today suffer from depression, anxiety, overthinking, psychological stress because the brain never stops. It keeps running. And imagine, Sage, a person whose brain probably never rests even for a second. Imagine the torture of always being aware, always calculating, always understanding everything around you. At some point, emotions become more attractive than intelligence. So suddenly her reasons start feeling reasonable, not correct, but understandable. And that is what makes her character interesting. But then on the other side, we have Homelander, and this man is full psycho mode now. He captured Soldier Boy again and literally put him back into a coma. But why? What was Soldier Boy even asking for? Retirement? Peace? Just leave me alone. But Homelander cannot tolerate rejection. He cannot tolerate disrespect. Even the smallest insults hits his ego like a nuclear bomb. That's the scary part about him. And you know what always stays in my mind? That scene with the legends who kept talking normally to Homelander and somehow survived. People said the reason he survived was because he did two things. First, he respected Homelander. Second, he treated them with compassion, like a human being. And honestly, when you observe Homelander's entire character, this feels true. Because deep down, he is desperately searching for human connection. Problem is, everyone is terrified of him. And obviously, they should be. He himself created that fear. He made himself into a monster people cannot trust. But still, somewhere inside him, there is a person craving compassion. Now, here comes the dangerous part. When you show kindness to cynical people like Homelander, you never know how they will interpret it. Maybe they appreciate it, or maybe they think you are seeing them as weak. Maybe they think your kindness is pity, and suddenly their ego explodes. That's why cynical people are unpredictable. You cannot predict how they will react to love, care, criticism, or even honesty. And in India, we actually have a word for this type of behavior. Sunki. You know those people who seems completely normal, everything is fine, they are laughing, talking peacefully, and then suddenly something triggers them. Boom. All logic disappears. No reasoning, no calmness, no emotional control, just pure madness for that moment. And in India, this nature is usually seen in older people or people getting older. We call it sanak, temporary madness. And honestly, that perfectly defines Homelander. He's not just evil, he's Sunky. A dangerous Sunky with unlimited power. That's what makes him terrifying. Not strength, not laser eyes, unpredictability. Because the scariest people in life are the ones you cannot predict. And sometimes I think, what would I do if I was in that situation? Standing in front of Homelander. Honestly, probably the same thing that the legends did. Because at that point, your fate is already decided by Homelander himself. So maybe the only thing left is to speak honestly. Talk from the heart. And be ready to get your heart blown apart by a Sunky, a madman. Chances of surviving are almost zero, but there is no other option. And maybe that is the most terrifying thing about Homelander. Not that he can kill you, but that your survival depends completely on the mood of a madman. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. This helps a lot and motivate me to make such content more. With that, thank you.